Hello, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. This is Too Many Bones, and we are in the middle of a battle. We are inside of day number 6, going after Drellen Paleface in Shell Fist, and we decided to go on an encounter instead of actually going after Drellen in this last video. Now, the last video you guys watched, there was a couple things that we noted, at least you guys did, about some of the choices that I made and also about how we set up this battle mat. And one thing I want to say first off is thank you very much for all the insanely amazing comments you guys gave me and feedback. You guys found some things that I missed and that was awesome because we are able to correct them before we begin this next video and before we begin the fight. So two things to mention. One, in terms of how I worded this particular encounter, I may not have made this clear, but in the very top choice, it says here two things. One is you get a 1-point and a 5-point wolf. What that meant was, in my mind, that you pull a 1-point random baddie and a 5-point wolf, but others read that as a 1-point and 5-point wolf, meaning there should be 2 wolves out here, a 1 and a 5. So I went and got an orc, but I believe that's a complete mistake based on the encounter text. Even just by the encounter text alone, it talks about them being, 2 huge yellow eyes and stuff like this, blah, blah, blah. They're talking about wolves, and so it makes more sense that the wolves would be a part of this, and that's probably what they meant when they wrote this. It might even be there probably should have been a 1-point wolf and 5-point wolf. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up switching this guy out based on that to a direwolf pup, which is a 1-point baddie, but is classified as a wolf. So we'll get that corrected. And then the second thing is, you'll see underneath each choice, it says you cannot use skill dice for the first 2 rounds. So what that means in the first 2 rounds of battle is if I pick this top section, I can't use any of these dice in here, so these 2, for the first 2 rounds. After that, I can. Or you can only use skill dice for the first 2 rounds of battle. I mean, you can only use these. Now, that choice, to me, the second one would only make sense if you had so many skill dice unlocked that you could use those for a couple rounds and be okay. I don't. So choosing that bottom one like I did, I believe, in the last video would be a bad mistake to make right now because I'm stronger up in this area than I am down here currently. So I'm going to be going with the top one to find my weapons so that I choose not to use my skill dice, but I am allowed to use my attack and defense. So that's what I'm doing. I'm also going to reset this battle mat completely. So I'm totally changing what I had originally put out. This stays though. He's in lane 1 and he's been set correctly. This guy here, he's going to disappear. I'm going to be shuffling him back into this 1-point baddie stack outside of the video so that it's randomly stacked and I do not know where it is because I shouldn't even know that he exists. He'll be shuffled in and I won't know where he's going to pop up. In his place, the direwolf pup is going to show up, and this guy, he's a melee character, so he's going to show up in the same lane. He has 3 health, so that's just convenient, and then he's going to end up in the melee lane, so he's going to end up right here beside me. Now, I have a choice at this point because I'm just filling the baddie queue now to move my character, but I'm quite happy with him being here because, I mean, regardless of where I put my guy, these guys will find me. And will be able to get to me regardless. The other thing I got to change, though, is the initiative track. So this used to be a 5, being that it used to be this guy, right? Number 5 for his initiative. He is now a 3 based on it being the direwolf pup. So that's awesome. So now we can take this, and this ends up going below me. But we would have normally done the battle or the baddies first. Based on the rules, you put your baddies in first, and then you roll initiative. So I am re-rolling initiative for patches to find out where patches will land in this turn order. And I got a 3. Okay, so I was kind of hoping that I would get a 4 or something better, but I ended up with a 3. So now we're going to be in the middle. We're going to have to see how this pans out, but let's get into the battle and see what happens. But before we do that, I just want to thank everybody so much. This community is awesome. First off, your guys' depth in going into the comment section and writing out crazy amounts of strategy. I love that. I think it's amazing that everyone's so invested in the playthrough that they're willing to set this game up. Those of you that actually own the game and are not waiting on the pre-order still to come out later this summer, like you guys, the ones that already have this game, it's just crazy and awesome to hear that you're setting the same playthrough up and you're trying to figure out how to beat it and you're giving me strategy tips. It's amazing. I love that. Keep it up. I think it's awesome. If you guys are invested in this as much as I'm enjoying it, I don't see this Too Many Bones playthrough stopping when we finish this Drellen guy. We may end up moving on to checking out a different character, maybe doing a 2-handed where we add a second gear lock in, and that'll add some dynamics to things. But if you guys are enjoying it, I'll keep doing it, and I can tell from the comments and also from the people liking the video that you guys are on board with this one, and I think we found a winner that we're going to enjoy for a bit. I also want to mention that Mansions of Madness, I'm at the tail end of that one, and when it does finish, which will be relatively soon, I think, because I can tell you right now, it's a pretty dire situation that I'm in. When that finishes, I do have a couple surprises up my sleeve, so we'll be looking into some other stuff as well. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, back to this for now. Let's get into the battle and see how this pans out, because I'm a little worried, to be honest. So let's go. Round 1 of this battle. We are going to start off with Dire Wolf. So this Dire Wolf right here is going to make his first attack. He first has to move orthogonally in order to be adjacent to me, which he does here, and now he is beside Patches. He sadly gets to roll 4 dice, which is an obscene amount of dice, and I should probably be cowering in fear just thinking about it, but I kind of am. You guys just can't see it because I'm off camera. Please don't get anything high. Okay, so now how I play it is anything that's sitting cocked on the side like that, I re-roll. It has to be laying flush in this tray for me to count it. Okay, so there we go. It was 1 anyway. So perfect, 4. I mean, when I say perfect, I mean total disaster. So 4 damage off Patches is a heck of a lot. Now, I can tell you right now that on a roll of 4 attack dice, that seems to be about the average. Even when I roll with Patches with his 4 attack dice, I seem to get about 4. It's about the average. Pretty nasty. And I don't think Patches can really handle too much of that because of the fact that, well, it's nasty. There's no other way to say it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to... Wow, this is interesting. Okay, so his turn is done. He's done his attack. Patches is hurt quite a bit. His lashback obviously doesn't trigger because I never attacked him in the first place and did damage to him. So his turn is done. Now Patches will go and start his turn. The great thing about Patches is he gets to heal. That's wonderful. So I get to go back up to 3, which is needed very, very badly when we have no access to our medkit and our toxins. Medkit's the only thing that would heal us, actually. Drinking toxins, well, that'd be a terrible idea. Why would Patches drink his own toxins? But we can't use any of those skill dice regardless. So we have now moved into the Patches turn. Strategy-wise, I'm going to go after this smaller direwolf pup. Why am I doing that? Well, we saw this guy roll 4 dice, and he managed to get 4 hits on Patches. That's probably about the average of what I would get on him, and he's got a lashback of 2. I can't afford to take 2 lashback. I can't afford to not kill him outright. So I need this toxins dice to kind of add to my hit, essentially. And that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it without taking a lashback. So I need to do this smart, and I'm going to avoid hitting him. I'm going to go after this guy, who can still lash back at me if I fail and do a really miserable roll, but I only need 3 damage to kill him, and there's much higher chance that I'll pull this off. So let's go ahead, roll through. What am I doing? Patches can roll up to 5 dice because I have a dexterity of 5. I know I could move around here, but guys, I've already thought about this as well. Well, that's let me think about this. The thing that's harsh about this, you know what? I'm gonna do this. This may not be how I should play this round, but I see myself dying here. I don't see myself winning this, and I think the only way to do this is to go to limb and use mechanical assistance. It says increase your dex by 3 for this turn. If I do that, what it allows me to do is allows me to get Patches all the way up to this corner. Now, I'm just trying to think if that makes any sense, and it probably doesn't. So let me take that back. I'm just thinking because when he moves 2. I need to be adjacent in order to attack him. So regardless, if I try to attack the direwolf pup, I'm gonna take. That's just nasty. There's no way around that, guys. I just have to sit still and hope for the good dice rolls, because even just using the mechanical assistance doesn't really give me any additional bonus right now. So this is tough. This is tough. Never mind. Here we go. So I got 4 attack dice. I'm obviously going to add a defense die to that, because here's hoping that I can add some defense in order to block against whatever's coming at me. Oh, I just dropped the dice on the floor. Okay, here we go. Ready, guys? So let's see what happens. Oh, good. We got 3. Thank goodness. So we got just enough. Just enough. 1, 2, 3. So the direwolf pup has been killed off. That's awesome. So he will end up in the stack in the back there. So he's been thrown up top. All his health's taken off the mat. The lane number 2 chip is now removed. The initiative die, which would have triggered after this turn with Patches, is now taken off the map. No longer applies. So that's good news. He's not going to get a chance to attack during this round. So these 3 dice have been satisfied. I got 1 bone out of it, which is on my way to getting up to a heal, which is what I'd love to have right away. But the really cool thing is getting this defense die, which hopefully keeps me alive a little bit longer. We'll see. Yikes, that is not good. So we are now moving into round number 2. we've got 2 guys left, and really comes down to this attack. So he's going to go ahead and attack me. He's using 4 dice. We need as many bloody bones as possible here, guys. This is a huge roll. I can only sustain 3 hits. If I take any more than 3 hits, I'm in trouble. Oh, did I survive? I survived. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he got a miss. He hit me for 3. Oh my goodness. My defense is going to block 1 of his. Okay. So we're going to block 1, and then 2 of them come through. So 1, 2. But Patches has 1 left on him. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's not terrible. Wow. Okay, I did not expect to live. I lived somehow magically. I guess that's how this game has been going for me. Is magic. Sorry, this should have been up here because he just attacked me. His turn is now done. And now Patches gets to go. I get to, 100% I'm taking that extra the heal from his innate ability, so he's back up to 2. Now this is where things get interesting. I am not stupid enough to attack him right now. If I attack him right now, the worst thing about that situation is he lashes back for 2, which is just an automatic death for me. So there's no point in me even trying to attack. Now, the one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. 1, 2, 3 decks. Cost me 3 decks to get all the way over here, meaning that I get as far away from him as possible as he can't get to me next turn, giving me a turn which will flip to the 3rd round, allowing me to use my med kit and my toxins in the moment that I need them most. So that's the great thing. So now I'm up here, and I still have a dex to use, so I'm definitely re-rolling my defense, which is now was now exhausted after an attack prior by the direwolf. So I'm going to roll this. Now there's nothing else I can do dex-wise, and this is exactly where I want to be, so I'm happy with just using 4 of my 5 decks. Here's my 4th dex being consumed on this dice, and I got a bone, which is not exactly what I wanted, but here's the debate. Now I have the ability to heal my gear lock another HP. Now when I roll this med kit, I may not get the roll that I want. I mean, there's 3s, there's 2s, there's whatever on the next turn when I roll it. And when I say next turn, I mean next round. So round 3, I'll be past that point on the card here that says cannot use skill dice for the first 2 rounds. So I will be able to use these dice, but my best roll is a 3, my middle kind of average roll is a 2, and I think I can strike out even with a 1. And so I'm really tempted to spend this. Needle Jab, on the other hand, let me just take a quick look and see what that does to see if it's worth it to hold on to Needle Jab. It says it sticks the target for 2 damage. That's not bad, but again, remember when you do any type of damage with lashback hits, it says if an adjacent opposing unit, this unit will immediately, if hit by an adjacent opposing unit, this unit will immediately do the number of damage back. So you just have to be hit. So basically, even my Needle Jab the lashback would trigger. So again, I don't really know if that's worth it. It's probably better for me to put the HP on him. So I'm going to spend, because this is I'm not going to have a lot of time to build up my bones in this one. I'm just going to spend it immediately right now to get myself that extra health. I want to be as close to full health as possible when he gets around to me. So that's it. Now I've used everything. We are now ticking to the 3rd round, so that's awesome, which means now this part of the choice, stopping me from using skill dice for the first 2 rounds, no longer applies, and I can use these on the next roll. Great news is he goes first, can't get to me. He's going to move 2 to try to get close, but he can't get to me. So now this is where I want to be 100% certain for the movement. It says baddies do not move and can target an opposing... Oh, sorry, that was ranged baddies. Melee baddies can move up to 2 adjacent positions per turn. They will always target and move towards the closest with fewest positions opposing unit. If there's a tie, blah, 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 your range comes back. A melee baddie will always take the shortest possible route toward an adjacent... toward a position adjacent to its target. If no positions are available, the baddie will not move. There's all kinds of adjacent positions available here and here. So he's going to try to get to either of them. So I'm going to essentially go like this, like 1, 2. He's trying to get to one of these spots at the end of the day. So that's as far as he's going to go. And he's not adjacent to me. He doesn't have the ability to attack diagonally. So his turn is a wash, which is awesome. Now it's my turn. Patches is absolutely going to heal. And this is where things get interesting because I can now do a couple things. I have the ability to spend up to 5 decks. So with my 5 decks, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that's pointless. So at this point now, he's gonna get to me. So it's probably better to let him get up to me for 1 round. Now, I can't, the toxins thing, I have to use that when I'm adjacent to him. So I'm going to have to wait on that one. So we'll have to kind of see how that pans out. But what I'm going to end up doing is, let me think about this. I also don't really want to waste my turn. It might make sense to do a 1 dex move and attack him. But then it's just leaving me open for a lot of punishment with that lashback. The lashback, if hit by an adjacent opposing unit, this unit will immediately do damage back. If hit by an adjacent opposing unit. I wonder if that counts for poisoning, though. I wouldn't think so. I don't know. That's a tough one to say. Like, when in terms of a hit versus anything else, when they say that, I don't know if that means that lashback would trigger. Hit to me sounds like it would be your swords, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So what do I do here is my question, humming and hawing as I need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Running away doesn't make much sense. He can get to me. It's just a waste of my time. Healing's obviously high priority, so I need to roll this med kit regardless. I need to also figure out whether I'm moving anywhere first. Should I go to, let me think. Let's do a quick look up of the rules really fast while we're here for my particular gear lock anyway, and see whether for dexterity, yeah, movement costs 1 dex per person. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Movement doesn't, like, if I move here for 1 dex, either of these spots, that takes away 1. Then I have up to 4 dice to roll, so I could roll 3 attack. It's just not, I'd rather have him come to me. That's the only thing, because I don't want to get hit by his lashback. I can't take, because he goes before me, if I get hit by his lashback and then he gets into position and hits me again, I'm going to die. Like, there's no way I can hold it off. However, the other thing I can think about too is also rolling defense, obviously. So I could roll the defense die, I could roll my health die, but that's essentially all I can really do, and then I'm burning essentially 3 dice or 3 decks worth of movement, which wouldn't really get me anywhere anyway. So I'd just be kind of sitting still and healing up for his massive attack next turn. The other option is to employ the strategy that was mentioned by a couple people, is to run around the battle mat like a fool and let the rounds tick down and inflict wounds on the enemies as I go, because I would win cheaply by letting him die out that way. So that could work as well. Let me think about this. You know what? I think I'm going to do something crazy. If I moved here, I have 4 decks. I could use toxins. I could use my health, my defense, and maybe I just don't attack him. Maybe that's the best choice. So his lashback doesn't actually occur. But then why? Yeah, I mean, wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, let's try that. I'm gonna move to here. Oh man, this is nerve-wracking. Okay, so I'm gonna move to here with 1 dex. I'm gonna roll these 3. Now, if the reason I'm not rolling any attack dice is because if I roll attack dice, I'm gonna get hit for 2, and I need to have as much health on me in defense to avoid because he's gonna go next round, and he's gonna hit me pretty darn hard. So here we go. This is a good time for me to use this this healing die too, because I have 4 health, but I can get up to 2, and the chances of me getting to 3 is probably unlikely, but we'll see what happens. So here we go. A bone, poison. Oh, perfect. So we got the 2 health. That's good. So that puts us back up to full health for patches. So that's a plus. This is now exhausted, no longer can be used. We've poisoned him for 2. And I got a bone, which is terrible because I wanted to roll defense and I didn't get it. That was not what I wanted. So now I'm going to, yeah, I'm not attacking him at all. I'm not hitting him for any damage. Now I'm just going to take a quick look at Lashback again to make sure that I'm playing this correctly. It says if hit by an adjacent opposing unit, this unit will immediately do damage back. I'm not hitting him. I just used a skill die on him to poison him. I didn't use any attack dice against him, so his Lashback won't trigger. So now he is here. That is the end of this round. This is going to flip over. And it begins his turn. On his turn, he becomes poison. When he's poisoned, it says target takes true damage equal to the effect die at the start of their turn after applying damage reduce effect. Now it's the poison trait, so the poison doesn't inflict lashback because I'm not attacking, I'm not hitting him. So he loses 2 damage, which is awesome, and this tricks down to 1, making it even easier for me to kill him next turn. So now I'm in better shape. He's going to go ahead and attack me now using his 4 attack dice. Oh my gosh, this is sketchy. Okay, here we go. So here's hoping. Patch is at full health though, so I should be able to handle this hit, I hope. Wow, 4 and a bone. Jeez. Okay, so that's another. See, like almost every single time it seems to roll those 4 dice, he gets 4 hits. It's insane. Okay, so he hit me pretty good there. So that's that. And then what I'm going to end up doing is, now it's my turn. Oh my gosh. What do I do here? This is a strategic overload of the mind right now. So I'm thinking of so many things that are going through my head right now. His turn is now done. He already did his poison. He did his attack. Patches has been hit. Now Patches will begin his turn. Patches is going to heal 1 because we never want to forget about that. He's up to 3. Now I'm definitely rolling defense because if I fail any of my rolls, I need this. So that's 100% being rolled. Oh, sorry, I don't take that out of my bones. You take a new defense die. So when there's a bone there, you just take another defense. It allows me to use defense, and these don't count towards my active, or from my dice that I can roll in my pool. So definitely rolling a defensive die because I have none up in my slot, and I'd like to get one. And I've got 3 health. He lashes back for 2. He gets hit for 1 at the beginning of his turn, so I just need to inflict 3 damage on him, and I can take his lashback of 2 and still survive. So I'm going for it. I'm going with all 4 attack dice. This is it. It's a do or die situation. I'm risking it because that's how you do it. And in worst case scenario, if I don't get what I need, maybe I'll get enough bones to do something nasty. So here we go. Oh man, stressful. We got, okay, Overkill Central, guys. We did it. We got a 2, we got a 2, we got a 1. We got a 6. We could have wiped him out earlier in the game. No, I'm just joking. So we got a 2. I'll just put that up there for our defense. We got ourselves 6 attack, which is beyond what we need to kill this guy. He's been totally eliminated. He's dead. We did it. Wow, amazing. I actually thought I was going to lose that one. So this one is he's going to end up back there. This guy gets shuffled back into this deck later on. This lane now sits here. We'll take out everything. Now, another thing, just before I get a little too crazy here, Patches only had 3 health left. Didn't take lashback because he cleanly killed. So he'll go back to his prep area with 3 health because I don't have anything else to use. All of this health I can just chuck aside. My skill dice can go back because I no longer have them in play anymore. They're gone. The battle's over. I can get rid of both these. I can't spend anything on my backup plan because I don't even have enough to get to heal. I'd only have 1 bone, so discard this, discard this. We take the initiative die, throw it back on top of Patches or just anywhere in his prep area. And we can take all of these dies out, set them back to 1. And guys, we did it. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next episode of Too Many Bones. Keep rolling solo.